It might sound kind of crazy, but we are just 1 month away from Pokemon Day, which means a brand new main series game announcement, and we've got a ton to talk about today, including a possible mythical Pokemon hidden in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Oh my god, things are spicy. Let's dive in. All right, so before we go into all of the rumors about Pokemon Day and what's to come with Scarlet and Violet, I do want to talk about this. Obviously, Palworld has taken the internet by storm, selling a crazy amount of copies, and obviously it's been very controversial. I've seen takes on both sides of the argument here of whether Palworld is a positive thing or a negative thing. At the end of the day, I'm gonna just kind of hold my own opinions to myself, but I am gonna make a comment here that Pokemon did address this, which I find to be very interesting. They said, we've received many inquiries regarding another company's game released in January 2024, obviously Palworld. We have not granted any permission for use of Pokemon intellectual property or assets in that game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property rights of Pokemon. We will continue to cherish and nurture every Pokemon in the world and work to bring the world together with Pokemon in the future. So, for those who have not seen the controversy, it seems at least very convincing that there's some evidence that indicates that Palworld has used models from Pokemon, not just kind of taken Pokemon and reimagined them in a way, but actually potentially taken models and edited them, like 3D models. There's some pretty interesting kind of evidence that may indicate that. Again, I'm going to stay out of the drama with Palworld. I'm personally not going to play it. It's not my vibe. I gave up the shooting games a long time ago when I walked away from Call of Duty. Fun fact, this channel actually was a Call of Duty channel at one point. But if you're somebody who's enjoying it, then, you know, have your own opinions. But I just found it interesting that Pokemon addressed this publicly. I'm curious to see if there's going to be any sort of legal action taken. I think that that's going to be very interesting to see, because Pokemon is so swift at taking down my videos and other content creators' videos. So we'll see if they do anything regarding Palworld, if they even have a case, right? I'm sure they'll have to dive in and they'll get their legal team involved. If there's one thing Nintendo and Pokemon can do, it is enforce their intellectual property. There's no doubt about that. But let's talk about Pokemon Day and rumors and everything going on, because there's a lot of conversation in the community around a new Nintendo Switch and all sorts of stuff, which seems to come up every single year. So let's take a look. So the first thing I want to talk about is Light makes this post, and it seems to be kind of talked about on a few different outlets, saying it seems we're missing a new mythical Pokemon apart from Pecharunt in the upcoming movie. It's the unknown gorilla from the Scarlet and Violet book. All of the Paradox Pokemon are not balanced by a leader, and we have reference of kaijus like Iron Jugulis, Iron Thorns, Iron Moth. So are we going to get Kong as the king of Area Zero and be the protector and peacemaker? Are we getting another primate after Zarude? And if you look at the sketchbooks, there is indeed like this very clear primate gorilla looking figure from behind. And it's very possible that this is going to be a new Pokemon or a new mythical Pokemon. Even Centro reporting on the fact that, what a nice time for a leak, another new mythical Pokemon is coming. Pecharunt is not the only one. It is the protagonist of the next movie. So it seems as though there's a few different sources that are pointing to this. Again, this is a rumor. As always, we take it with a grain of salt, but there may be some relevance here that we are getting a new mythical Pokemon. And again, we know that they like to do these movies and tie in mythical Pokemon to these movies, so it is very possible that there is going to be another one, but maybe it bridges the gap between the current generation and what's to come in the future. As again, we know with Pokemon Day coming, it's almost guaranteed that there's going to be some new Pokemon games. A lot of speculation on that. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys want to see next. Is it like a Let's Go Johto? Is it a Black and White 3? Let me know what you guys want to see most. I want to go back to the Legends Arceus style games. I'm a big fan of those. But like I said, let's take a look at the rumors and see what those have in store for us. Before I dive into this juicy rumor, I want to let you guys know that Alestral's first edition pre-orders are available right now at shopalestrals.com. If you guys didn't know, I'm creating my own monster game called Alestrals. We had an incredible Kickstarter campaign, and this year is the year of Alestrals. It is time, after getting our Kickstarter completed last year and going through a whole new manufacturing process, we finally have our brand new cards arriving in March, and we're going to be delivering those to you guys. You can see our new shipping rates, our incredible pricing, and you can actually pick up the Stellar Galaxy promo if you pick up an order over $50. So grab yourself a booster box or some starter decks and play with your friends, because it is the year of Alestrals, and I am dedicated to making Alestrals a game that everyone knows and plays and loves. And if you're into card games or you've never played a card game, it's easy to pick up but has deep levels of complexity for competitive play. It is phenomenal. The creatures are amazing. They're beautiful. The cards look amazing. We focus on high quality and great products, great gameplay, and an amazing community driven by the community. You guys are always giving your feedback, and I'm here to listen. I'm here on the front lines. I answer customer support emails. I'm the one who makes the game. This isn't just some creator fronted company. Like, I'm the creator of the game, and I'm so proud of it. and I would love it if you checked it out. Shopalestrals.com. Don't miss out on our first edition pre-orders, limited time availability, and that's that. So check it out. Make sure you guys get those Galaxy promos. If you missed Kickstarter, now is your chance to get into Alestrals. You don't want to miss it. Riddler Coup goes, the dust has finally settled. There's still tons unknown and controversy left. We've finished breaking down all the riddles and hints for Sudachi, which was Scarlet and Violet. Looking forward to the next. See you. Where should we begin? So we're expecting my boy Coup to start dropping some new stuff, and Coup has been kind of our leak source over the years, so definitely anticipate some new information from Coup over the coming weeks. We'll have it here on the channel for you guys. Light made this post from 4chan. I found the post as well. We're going to talk about it because this is the big juicy rumor for today. There's 2 new video games. Now, this is a rumor. Again, we always got to say that, but there's 2 new video games for the main series will be announced. One of them is developed by Game Freak, the other by ILCA, which is the company that made Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, by the way. The first one will take place in Unova. We'll return to the Blueberry Academy as a new player. KIERAN will play a significant role in the plot, along with some characters from Scarlet and Violet, and the theme of multiverses will be explored, opening new possibilities never seen before in Pokemon. Now, we have dabbled in this already with like Ultra Sun and Moon and things like that, but it's very interesting that they're saying that KIERAN is actually going to kind of make an impact here. I think there's a high likelihood that Unova is next, right? We did Gen 4 remakes. It only makes sense that we're going to go to Gen 5 at some point. And then with Blueberry Academy actually being in Unova and a lot of ties to the generation, including characters like Drayton and stuff, I think there's a high probability that Unova could be next. But I think it would be really cool to explore it from like the Legends perspective, where you travel back in time. However, this may be one where you're kind of in the future, or maybe there's like I said, Black and White 3 or something like that. The Scarlet and Violet protagonists will also return, and you'll have to face them at the end of your adventure. If you have a saved game on your console with DLC 2 completed, the game imports your data so the character has the same Pokemon as yours. It'll be something similar to your encounter with your past self, Red, in Johto's Silver Cave. So that would be a really cool feature, and we know that they can do this where they look at your save files and they kind of change things in the game. We've seen them do that with previous games. That would be really cool to like face yourself in the next game. Now, obviously, you can game that by using a bunch of level 100 Magikarps or something, but it would be really interesting to see if they did that. And I think it would be kind of a cool feature to like play your past self, especially as Pokemon continues to explore these themes of time travel and different dimensions. The second upcoming game is a Gold and Silver remake that will feature crystal enhancements, plot changes, and the return of real-time day and night cycles. The storyline will incorporate time travel, linking it to Scarlet and Violet and the Unova games. I think there's obviously a link with Celebi there. There's a lot of potential in how they built this out, where Celebi can have some impact and relevance. And I would be okay with a Gold and Silver remake if it was along the lines of what they did with Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I felt like that was a really gorgeous game. I feel like the art style was great. Like, in hindsight, LGPE was actually a really solid game, and I think it was one of the better games that we've had over the recent past. So I wouldn't be upset if we went Gold Silver again. That'll be interesting to see. Game Freak left several clues about these games in the DLCs, Detective Pikachu Returns, and some fan theories are correct. Now, this next section here is interesting. It says a new language is going to be added to the games, Latin American Spanish, thanks to the campaign started by fans. The last language was added in 2016. I believe that there's an issue, though, where they haven't added Brazilian Portuguese, so if you want to have full support in Latin America, you know, Brazilian Portuguese is something that they have not included. So it would be interesting to see if they added Latin American Spanish, but not Brazilian Portuguese. I specifically remember like 2 years ago or so, there was like a huge fan movement to try to get them to add Brazilian Portuguese into the game. I remember like retweeting the post and trying to help out that community. So it would be interesting to see if they kind of go that route. This goes on to say that there's going to be a Pokemon Center in Mexico, and they have plans to expand to other countries in South America. So as Pokemon continues to build their business, obviously they're the titan of the monster franchises out there. They're the biggest entertainment franchise in the world. It would only make sense, one of the ways that they can grow Pokemon is to move into other territories in the world that they really aren't focused on as much. And if they were to focus on Mexico or Latin America, I think there is opportunity there for them to grow their market. So we'll have to wait and see. They've obviously done an incredible job over the years of localizing their games and things like that into the various languages. And then it says Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is where this gets me, though. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is going to have a re-release with improved graphics and performance for the Switch 2. It'll include both DLCs. Announcement date to be confirmed. So that would be really interesting for them to re-release Scarlet and Violet with like improvements and stuff. I have a hard time believing that, and that's one of the things that kind of turns me away from this rumor is that part of it. It just feels a little strange to me personally, but we'll have to wait and see. If they have potential for new hardware, I don't see them going back to another game. Like, why would they re-release the game with the new hardware in mind? I feel like that's kind of weird, and I think it would actually be bad sentiment among fans. Like, I feel like people would get pretty upset about the fact that I already bought it, now I gotta buy it again, so it's better on this new console. That's a little weird to me. In these new games, the story of Unova and Johto will be connected to the future Gen 10, which will take place in Australia. It'll be announced on February 27, 2025 for the Switch 2. That feels like a bit of a stretch, like we're talking about next year's Pokemon Day. I have no doubts that they're planning this, right? Like, that's one of the crazy things. As I'm creating my own game, I'm recognizing how far ahead you have to be, and like, we're very much in the infancy stages, but I can tell you I'm working on stuff that's not going to come out until like December, right? And it's just crazy how those timelines work. When you're doing video games, you're talking about years in advance, right? So it's not unheard of for them to have, you know, Gen 10 already planned out or like whatever else, but for that to come in like a 4chan leak feels a little weird to me. There'll be more announcements for mobile games. They'll talk about the release of Pokemon Horizons in the West, but this is the most notable information. So this is the rumor that's getting a ton of traction right now. It has over 500,000 views on this post on Twitter, over 1,000 retweets. Obviously, people are talking about this one, so I wanted to give my 2 cents on it. My overall take on it is it's probably not real. I think that as we get closer to Pokemon Day, the likelihood of a real leak coming out is very plausible. We've seen Legends Arceus leak. We've seen other games leak. Like, it's not like this is unheard of. I think we're going to keep an eye on Riddler Coup and see what comes out there. I think most certainly we're getting a new game this year in the fall, probably November. Are they going to double down like they did last time with the remake plus the Legends game, or are they just going to throw down one? I think Unova is a very safe bet, but you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys are thinking about this. And that's pretty much that. I'm excited to dive into the rumors and leaks and more this season as we are getting closer and closer to Pokemon Day. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe and leave a like. And don't forget to check out the Elestrals First Edition pre-orders available at shop@elestrals.com. Get involved in our incredible community. We're building something truly special, and I would love it if you would join in on the fun. It's going to be a crazy year for Elestrals. It's going to be a crazy year for Pokemon. We're going to have a ton of fun doing both here on the channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.